Tennessee, Louisiana, Alabama, my home state of Florida, Mississippi, South Carolina, Texas, and Georgia. What do these 8 states have in common? Well, there's 2 answers. First, all of them have just redrawn their congressional maps to dilute black voting power after the Supreme Court took a buzzsaw to the Voting Rights Act. And 2, their college football teams are about 90% dependent on black athletes to fill their stadiums, to fund their schools, and to pay the chancellor's mortgage. And the NAACP just decided that those 2 facts need to work in tandem. So the NAACP is running the Out of Bounds campaign. And if they're successful, it's an uphill battle, it could be one of the biggest power moves in sports history. And so yeah, the Supreme Court, which is to say Alito and the Trumpettes, who have apparently never met a voter that they actually liked, gutted Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, the part that for 60 years prevented states from drawing maps designed to erase black congressional districts. And the minute that ruling dropped, Republican legislators in southern red states sprinted to their map room and started redrawing. 1 majority black district in Louisiana gone. More on the chopping block in Georgia, Texas, South Carolina. The Congressional Black Caucus called it what it is: a coordinated state-by-state campaign to strip black voters of representation that they have fought a 100-year war to get. So the NAACP, led by President Derrick Johnson, launched Out of Bounds. And their pitch to black recruits is simple: don't commit. Don't go to the Tennessees, the LSUs, the Alabamas, the Floridas. Take your talent somewhere that it's not being used to launder political violence into stadium revenue. Johnson said, quote, black athletes should not be asked to generate wealth, prestige, and power for state institutions while those same states strip political power from black communities. And I've got to say, this idea is genius because it follows the money. The SEC alone signed a TV deal in 2024 worth about $3 billion over 10 years. The University of Alabama Athletic Department brings in more revenue than the entire economic output of some American towns. Florida State football drives the brand of the entire university. Where do you think most of those revenue dollars are coming from? Not the marching band, not the mascot. They are coming from young black men ages 18 to 22 that are getting their bodies broken on Saturday afternoons so that the school can afford a new wing on their law school, which they will statistically not let many black men enroll in. And meanwhile, the legislature just down the road is busy drawing the boundary lines that make sure that those kids and their parents and their grandparents have 1 fewer member of Congress. The Orange Fuhrer and his party have figured out this perfect grift. Bodies on the field on Saturday, voter suppression on Monday. Rinse and repeat. Bodies on the field, voter suppression, repeat. Until your team is winning the Iron Bowl with a roster of guys whose grandparents are no longer represented in the United States Congress. The comedian D.L. Hewley, he said this perfectly to the Tennessee Holler. If athletes stop going to the Tennessees and the Louisianas, the top-tier athletes, ESPN and the presidents of schools, chambers of commerce, they would start having conversations.
Because if you're a 4 or 5-star athlete, you can get NIL money anyway. You don't need to go there. If it was up to the southern states, they would still be having slave labor, which is what they used athletics for. If athletes stop going to the Tennessees and the Louisiana, the top-tier athletes, ESPN and presidents of schools, chambers of commerce would start having conversations.
What is he saying? That the money will start influencing opinions, which is how every fight in this country eventually ends. Whoever the money decides to side with wins. And already, predictably, there are politicians having meltdowns. The South Carolina governor put out a statement that said student athletes should not be, quote, used by the NAACP for political gain. Right. Those people should just have their bodies used for political and economic gain, while the politicians sign the redistricting bills. Look, the NAACP, they aren't using these kids. The NAACP is saying maybe that these kids should consider whether they want to be used. The hypocrisy here on this one, it goes up to 11. They could have had it go up to 10 and just made 10 more hypocritical. Instead, these go to 11 on the hypocrisy scale. But this all may take a while for it to shake out, by the way. The transfer portal for D1 football and basketball, it's pretty much locked down for 2027. So this is not going to happen overnight. But right now, there are high school recruits that are committing for fall of 2027. And the SEC and the ACC, which know exactly how much money is at stake, have precious little time to decide which side of history they want to be on. So this is where you come in. This is where you pressure your elected officials. This is where you pressure your alma mater. They love your money. They send those envelopes every month. You should send them back a middle finger and say, unless you get on the right side of the Voting Rights Act, you're not getting a dime. And if they don't, they could watch the best recruits commit elsewhere. And then they've got to explain to ESPN why no one wants to watch the Iron Bowl anymore. But boycotts, they only work when the people getting boycotted finally feel the money in their wallet move. And right now, in these 8 states, there are a lot of suddenly very nervous athletic directors, hopefully about to feel the money move. Good. Let them feel it. And then for you guys, I need you to subscribe. And let's keep this racist gerrymandering, keep it out of bounds.